So today we're going to talk specifically about ultimate real estate buyer's agent. As a buyer's agent, you are not just a guide. You are the ship's captain. You navigate through every single real estate high and occasional lows throughout a transaction. Don't worry. I have taken the time and the energy to take my years of experience and craft a buyer's agent checklist, if you will, to ensure that your voyage is going to be as smooth as that bottle of champagne that you're going to pop open at closing. Everything from decoding your client's wish list to celebrating that final walkthrough, this checklist is going to be your treasure map, if you will, to creating an unforgettable home buying adventure. So when we start, the initial client consultant is where we set the tone. We set the stage for what we're going to be doing next. This is the initial journey of using your buyer's agent checklist, starting with an in-depth consultation to gauge everything that your client needs, the lifestyle preferences, and most importantly, their financial readiness. This session's not just going to be talking about ticking boxes, kids. So if you think this is going to be a quick bullet list, think again. This is about understanding the dreams and the futures of their home buying experience. I want you to be able to share these insights. I want you to be able to discuss timelines, etc. Set real estate expectations based on the current market. That means you're going to need to build the foundational steps to help you gauge the rapport and tailor the search process for each individual unique situation. Some very basic questions that you absolutely have to be asking during this step in the process. What is your target range? Your budget, if you will. Have you gotten pre-approved already? What are your must-haves, the wants, the nice-to-haves in a new home? Do you have any deal breakers, things that I absolutely don't want to see in a house or a community? What's your ideal timeline for moving into the home? And are there specific neighborhoods or areas that you're already considering? From there, you've got to navigate the clients through their financial maze. The pre-qualification and the pre-approval process can help differentiate how you're going to move them forward beyond just a budget. So there's two words that kind of get thrown around and pretty consistently misused, and I want to clarify them. First off, pre-qualification. This gives you a ballpark figure of what the budget is for your client so that you have an idea of what kind of houses you can be shopping for. If they can afford to be way out on the beach, if they need to maybe think closer to a private lake, or if they need to get away from the water altogether, depending on what this pre-qualification allows them to do, is going to make sure they at least hit all the boxes to move forward in an engagement, but doesn't necessarily mean that they've got a financing office chosen and a financing office ready to back them and support them in this investment. Which moves us to pre-approval. Very different. Pre-approval gives us a more concrete financial limit and essentially their buying strength. This is going to allow us to get a copy of a pre-approval statement from a financing office and allow us to use this as a component to the offer package that we build for any of the sellers that we make offers towards. You need to be able to assist your clients in making sure they understand what the necessary documents are that they're going to need for this. They're going to need things like pay stubs, bank statements, pre-approval letters, and they're going to have to select that reputable lender to meet their needs. Early financial vetting is going to save a lot of time, and it's going to direct a home search really efficiently moving forward. Then we're going to talk about your provisioning of a market education. Let's demystify this a little bit for your client. You need to be able to break down the trends and the statistics and kind of debunk all the things that they're hearing on the interwebs. YouTube videos like this make it really simple for them to be able to go out and get an insane amount of information, not necessarily the best information and not necessarily the information for this market that they're shopping in here in Florida. It would be no different than if you're going out and buying an expensive boat or a nice car or even a nice purse. If you're shopping in different areas, the pricing is going to be different, quality of the service is going to be different, and where you need to be able to plan to shop at is going to be very different. If you were in the real estate market with us back in 2020, you know the importance of having extreme market knowledge with your clients. Faced interest rate hikes. We faced historic lows with buyers, demand that had skyrocketed in just certain locations and pockets. This resulted in highly competitive markets for us, especially for properties that offered more space, amenities, suitabilities for remote work, and extended home stays. We had to assist clients during a very tumultuous time. I've explained how the low interest rates presided a rare opportunity for buyers back then, despite the overall uncertainty of the market. Now, given increased competition for desirable homes, I also have to stress the importance of acting decisively, knowing what you're doing and being ready to put in offers appropriately on time and signing documents in a timely manner. This type of well-rounded knowledge about the real estate market is going to be your major golf club. When you're getting to the range, it's one thing for you to practice with all of them, but when it comes to making offers, you better have one hell of a driver in your bag that you're not ready to pull out on a moment's notice and get the job done. Remember, your clients are looking for you to steer the ship, so make absolutely sure you're getting the most informed captain ready to move the vessel through the wickets. Neighborhood choice, another big one. In this step, your buyers need to be assisted in finding the perfect neighborhood. You're going to have to discuss things like features, amenities, commute times to jobs if they're still going into offices, etc. You need to consider their lifestyle, their future needs, and steer them towards areas that are going to feel like home from years to come. Careful with the word steering. Obviously, that's not something we want to be doing in real estate, but we do want to help them pick the pockets that they prefer that they're going to live in. Not something that we as agents necessarily would live in ourselves. We may be living a different life, and most times we are, than our clients. And what we think is the perfect neighborhood may not even appeal to your customers. So make sure that you're understanding what they need. For example, when agents have clients who strongly prefer outdoor activities like hiking, kayaking, water sports, you need to tailor your house search to meet that lifestyle need. You need to be able to leverage all of your mapping tools on your real estate platforms. Most of these are provided by your local real estate brokerage. Leverage these platforms to identify homes close to the parks, close to the lakes, trails. Do keyword searches for them like water access or walking trails to pinpoint listings that are going to boast these desirable features for you. Agents have got to aim for a more balanced approach when they're facing an abundance or scarcity more often than not in today's market of neighborhoods that are going to meet this client search criteria. When you're faced with this many options, prioritizing those neighborhoods based on the client's most critical preference is going to help you ensure a very focused search. And this is going to yield that meaningful result that you're looking for. And it's going to keep you as an agent from having to drive all over the place to show 50 homes in very different communities versus a subset of that. And you've got a good 10 quality homes in a quality neighborhood that meet all of their expectations. You want to make absolutely sure, in contrast, to limit the choices and demand flexibility. Explore similar areas, adjust criteria slightly to uncover some of those gems. Your client may have never thought to live a little further outside of the city, but when you show them that they could get everything that they want and need and get potentially more money or more house for their money, bigger bang for the buck, you may drive them into a situation where they are considering changing their lifestyle a little bit to meet a more qualifying lifestyle for what they want to be able to do with their free time. Let's talk about the home search for just a little bit. Crafting a personalized home search strategy by using a combination of MLS or your professional network and exclusive listings. Agents who utilize the MLS benefit are more likely to create and save some customized solutions that are consistently going to add to a drip campaign for their client. When new houses come up, they're going to get an alert about it versus having to go out there and redo a new search every day. This strategy is going to allow clients with the most current and relevant options, and it's going to serve them as a consistent touch base between you and them with them getting excited ultimately every day. Hey, guess what popped up on my search today? As clients navigate through a journey like this of viewing listing after listing after listing, you're going to need to have some very clear questions so that you can help identify what they're looking for. First off, what do you like about the property and why? What do you dislike about this property and why? Do you feel like the layout and the space of this home is going to meet your needs? Can you see yourself living in this neighborhood? Is there anything missing from this home that you were hoping to find? How does this home compare to others that we have looked at? Consistently stack rank the homes that you're searching with your clients. Always have a top 3. And as they see new houses, does this replace any of our top 3? If no, just add them to the bucket. What are your thoughts on the pricing of this home? Do you feel like this is still within our budget and it's accurately priced for what you're willing to pay? And of course, does this home's condition meet your expectations? We probably see more as is contracts than we do traditional purchase contracts in today's market, especially. So we want to make sure that your client understands that typically during an as is transaction, there are not other repairs and things that are expected to be done unless, of course, the home has major repairs that are found during the inspection period. That's a different level of negotiation and probably not what we're going to dive into today. You do want to check out my video. I had a great conversation and interview with one of our inspection specialists. So feel free to take a look at that when you got time. I put it up in the window so that it makes it easy for you to find. Incorporating extra questions into your property viewings is really going to deepen your understanding of the client's needs, the preferences, and the expectations. It's going to allow you to serve them more effectively and ultimately save you a lot more time and energy. You're going to ask the right probing questions. So certain homes that come up, you're going to be able to quickly say, hey, I thought we weren't going to consider anything that doesn't have a pool or doesn't have a fenced-in yard or doesn't live near a walking path. This serves none of those. How do you want me to address this home in our list? Does it replace any of our top 3? This is going to demonstrate your commitment to listening to what they have and not just allow them to get overwhelmed by the amount of homes that they have at their disposal.